catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air. We about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe. You already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the trade, yes and no. Friends and the foes, the butlers and the heroes. You can feel it in your soul. But when the ring is the goal, but if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes. Going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah. What the fuck do you people want from me? We know what this game was. We've seen it 32 times to be exact. We back to 500. We seem to be below 500 in our comfort zone. But you know, once you hit 500, motherfuckers get to celebrating. So we lost to the Bulls, a team that is currently imploding. They are eating each other from the inside. Don't nobody say pause. This shit got me paying the rent. Listen, bro, that shit, I can't even get mad at them no more, brother, because I've seen enough of it. I've seen too much of it, and I'm going to keep saying it, so me getting mad is pointless. Thank you, Dan DeFilm, Jeff, for kicking the show off with the $5 dono. He said, trade Dedmon for Vucevic? How? Who? What? Fire. That's what's going to happen. Whoever do that deal, fire. Thank you, Luke Apollon, for the $1.99 dono. He said, we have specialists who aren't special anymore. Facts. Talk that talk. Anywho, I'm your host, Roy A. Shepard. Howdy do. And I'm joined today by my guy, Stone. Stone, how you doing today, Stone?
Hey, I'm doing great, Royal. Just some classic Heat stinky basketball.
Another day, another dollar, my boy. We joined by my boy George. George, how you feeling today?
It was a fantastic game. We played so well. Well done to the Heat.
Hey, listen.
Fantastic.
This how they play all the time. If they would have won, then that's exactly what we would have been hearing. They played great. And of course, rounding out this roster, we got two members of the Cain gang. Starting out to my right, probably your left. Don't really care which way it is for you. But for me, my right, my boy Brian. Cain, Brian, how you doing today?
Doing great. Another loss. Another game where we're closer to Wemby. Bam and Wemby are going to take over the league for about 3 years. Wemby's going to get hurt, but it's all good because in those 3 years, we're going to win a fucking championship. And I'm here for it.
People hate when we say the words Wemby and or that name behind this other Cain. My boy Cain, TJ joining the panel. How you doing today, my guy?
The boy is feeling lovely, ladies and gentlemen. The Heat went on a win streak, but God is faithful. He will bring you back to where you belong. And nothing reunites a bad basketball team like playing the Miami Heat. So this is a lovely day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm feeling great.
Those are facts. Because I want to make sure that I make this clear from the beginning. The Bulls are not a good basketball team. So for anybody, when you're doing your analysis of this game, make that first and foremost. The Bulls are not good. They are 12-18, which means they are in the same class as some of these
us.
As some of these other bottom feeders that the Miami Heat have been in slobber knockers with. But we're going to go around the panel. We're going to start with you, TJ. Give me your thoughts on tonight's game.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Bam Adebayo. He's exempt from all slander for the evening. Played a phenomenal game. My goodness. Don't care about nothing else on this roster. Yeah, I've never seen a worse shooting performance in my life. Nobody could hit the rim. Your best shooter tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Haywood Highsmith, who shot 4 for 4 from the three-point line. That should tell you everything you need to know about the game. Absolutely pathetic performance. I don't care if you were playing me, Royal, and Brian out there. Shouldn't matter because the Bulls are very bad at the basketball. The whole roster was getting traded this morning, and now all of a sudden they reunited because they played the Miami Heat and won a basketball game. It's more bad hoops, man, but they were above 500 for a hot second, so all of a sudden we're supposed to celebrate. I tell you, man, it's the same script over and over again.
Listen, my boy, good hoops was back. Well, if I would talk about us getting to the third seed. Motherfucker, we fight for our lives to scratch 8th right now. You better get the fuck out my face. Bro, this shit has to stop, bro. This is a play-in team, bro. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel about them. This is a play-in team. If that, my guy, like, this is not a good basketball team. And I'm really, really starting to hate doing post-game shows about this fucking team. Y'all gonna bring y'all ass here one time and y'all gonna see us talk about the Magic. The Pelicans. Good hoops. That's what I want to see. Because this ain't it. Brian, give me your thoughts on tonight's game.
I feel like the story of the game was the paint. You know, anytime the ball touched the paint for the Bulls, it was basically a score. But Vucevic ended up on Tyler Herro like 10 times, something crazy. That's a free bucket. Bam Adebayo was fantastic. Everybody else, not so much. Apparently, the Heat took 13 more threes than the Bulls, only made 2 more. That's a lot of wasted possessions, but that's how they play. They have to shoot a lot of threes, and they have to make a lot of threes to win these games. Tonight was a game where they didn't make a lot of threes. Obviously, on that perimeter, you have Max Strus, up at the top of that zone. That's a bucket. It's the same shit we've seen every single game. I don't really know what else to say. It's the same holes. It's nothing new. And yeah, that's the story. It's you're gonna beat this team in the 20 ways that this team is weak, and this team is gonna win in the one way where they are strong. And same shit.
This team is the embodiment of live by the 3, die by the 3. And we've been doing a lot of dying this year. Y'all make sure y'all listen to Cain Kendall because that boy is always right, except for when he disagrees with me. Y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Basement Sports Network. Make sure y'all leave us a comment. Do all the things that other YouTubers tell y'all to do today videos to help us beat this algorithm. We're trying to make it to 2K followers or subscribers. Yeah, I'm bad at this YouTube thing. Stone, give me your thoughts on tonight's game, my boy.
I mean, there's not really like a lot to take away from it. It's just like kind of all the things that we've been saying all season long, like how the team's constructed. Like that's what I would really hark on is like this is really where not having depth on your basketball team shows up is in these kind of games where you're starting a home stretch and you got a guy or two that's banged up from a long road trip and you're hoping that you can get like just enough from your guys to make it a close game. And it was just never really that. Like, even when they had that lead at the end of the second quarter, I was never convinced that they were in control of that game. I mean, I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Subsequently going down 15.
Yeah, like, we just know that was going to happen. And when they're not making shots, it's going to happen quick. And if they don't make the shots like tonight, which was kind of nice, they just lose normal. Rather than these like ridiculous crazy games that they always have where like they make some of these insane shots besides Haywood Highsmith, who I don't know what he was on tonight, but man, he could not miss. And I loved how Oladipo finally made that 3 with 2 minutes left. No shame. That was just like a beautiful, shameless 3-point shooting clinic tonight from Vic Oladipo.
That's something that I do want to get into is Victor Oladipo's shot selection since he's been back. It has been fucking horrific. He's kind of fallen in love with these off the dribble threes, and that shit. It ain't happening, Captain. I ain't gonna lie, but you alluded to it, Stone. Like we needed Haywood Highsmith's career high to lose by 10 points tonight to the Chicago Bulls, who are 12 and 18. I just let all that add up when you're evaluating this Heat team. Like, let all these facts.
Did you not know this morning? Like, did you not know this morning when you saw that article about the Bulls exploding that this was just going to be the get right game for them? I swear Chicago put that out on purpose. I mean, I knew that was going to happen.
Things were lining up too perfectly for it. So, George, I want to make sure that we get you in here, my brother. Give me your thoughts on the game.
It wasn't very competitive. It was just the same shit 24/7. 24/7. Every single time I see them, it's the same stuff. It's always Max Strus doing too much and they're not getting enough going. It's always it's then Tyler Herro against a semi-decent team compared to the teams we've been beating the last few games. Struggle. Bam doing fantastic. I don't know. It just wasn't competitive. I wasn't feeling that we were actually in that contest at all. What's more competitive right now is the competition that me and Stone are having with mustaches right now. That's probably more competitive than what anything you're going to see from the Miami Heat for the next 3 weeks until we get competitive in the trade market. That's going to be the time where we all get excited and it's like it's going to be real Christmas, not the shit that we're seeing now. And I keep seeing, fire Spo. I don't give a fuck what you say. You could give Gordon Ramsay, you could have Gordon Ramsay in a room somewhere. If you're giving him shit to work with, he's going to produce shit. It's not his fault. Do not get you can't expect him to look at Duncan Robinson and say, you're playing 36 minutes tonight with a straight face. Like, Haywood Highsmith, you're playing 41 minutes today. Like, how are you supposed to get the team going when Jamal Cain gets called up from the G League and like, you're a real team. You're a rotation player now. This is garbage basketball. This is garbage what we've been producing. It's going to keep being crap until we trade somebody. And I've got the perfect idea.
Even after we trade somebody, Georgie boy, this team is going to be bad. Like, I don't know. Like, look, okay, so I've called this team average, which is what their record indicates that they are, average. There is no move out there that's going to take them from average to good. There's nothing. No matter what we trade, we're going to go from average to average. That is wow. I think I missed this dono a while back, so we want to thank Corus for the $10 dono. He said, I'm so tired of watching Strus missing wide open threes. Duncan only skates playing defense and dumb Dedmon plays. Trade them all. We are with you, brother. All three of them can go. Like, and I do kind of want to start this conversation on Strus because he's been fucking horrific. Thank you, Darius Jordan, for the $2 dono. He said, Bam and Tyler should be enough to beat the Bulls. I agree, but they ain't because the rest of this team is shit. Like George said. Also, Darius Jordan, nasty man with the $5 dono. Scoot. Hey, listen, brother. That song getting better and better with each and every passing game. The Reaper with the $1.99 dono. He said, love watching the G League team play in the NBA. It's the best, isn't it? Every game over and over. Watching them have good first quarters, competitive second quarters, third quarters, and offensively stagnant fourth quarters. It is the best. TJ, the formula was formula today.
You feel me? Hey, it did it again.
But I do kind of want to start this conversation now. Let's start with Bam. We'll start with something positive. Boy was perfect in the first half. Was perfect for most of the game. Aside from some people who have some obvious smoke for Bam. Let's start with you and give your thoughts on Bam's game tonight. You, TJ, you again. Yeah, I'm coming to you.
Okay. Bam was great. This is the games you love to see. The midi was hitting the day like a truck. That boy was hitting everything, wet water. I could see it in his touch that it was on fire tonight. So shout out Bam, man. They were finding him. He was doing whatever he wanted offensively. Defensively, the switching and everything like that, I don't really care. What else you want them to do? If they play regular drop coverage, their guards can't stay in front of nobody. They're just going to hunt Tyler Herro, hunt Max Strus. That's what they do. So, fuck it. I don't care about the defense. The offense, my guy, if he keeps playing like this, I mean, next year is going to be sensational. This year's cooked. It's over. It's finished. But next year, we carry this Bam in the next year, man. He's going to be on fire. I like Bam's game tonight.
No, TJ, this is kind of like the model for some in the network where you have a game where the game is semi-competitive. Bam plays well, and we lose fucking anyway. Some people in this network really enjoy that because it leads to a certain agenda.
You know?
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Brian, I've kind of painted you as this Bam hater. No, I haven't. You painted yourself as this Bam hater. But you have also given him his praise when it's due, and I believe tonight is one of those nights. Do you agree?
I disagree with the Bam hater part. I don't hate Bam. I just said the man is a pussy, which is not a hateful statement. Some people are just like that. But being honest, this season, he's done a great job of fighting that narrative. It's still true, but he's been great. Like, honestly, he's probably been the second best center in the East this season. Probably the third best 5 in the NBA this season. Like, Bam has been fantastic. So I'm not talking shit about Bam. He was great tonight. He's exploring a lot of his game offensively. He's actually shooting. Probably would have liked to see him shoot more. He had 27 on 15 shots. That should have been 20, 25. The way everybody else is playing, I do not care about the result of this game. 20 shots, go get your 40, go get your 50. But nah, Bam's great. I have nothing negative to say. Like, I don't blame any of these losses on Bam. He's doing this without a proper 4 next to him, without a point guard that really, really looks for him. He's great. I have nothing to say.
Let's talk to the real person who got some negative shit to say about Bam tonight. George.
I recant on my statement. I recant on my statement. This is why. It's because I failed to take in. I failed to take into consideration that when Bam's playing defense, I saw the switching and it was bad tonight. It was bad. But when he looks to his left and he sees this man, he looks to his right. He sees this man. I would be fucking angry. And then he's looking to his side like, you know what? Who else can take up this coverage? And it's Max Strus in the corner of his eye. He must think to himself, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I have to guard 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's sad. It's pathetic. And I was like, you know what? Oh, well, he should have been there. He should have been there. Well, guess what? Duncan's hovering in the middle back to the defender. Popping in the corner. Bam's looking at him like, can you fucking get there, please? Do something. Bam must be exhausted. He must look at this team and go, seriously, like, I am fucking tired. I am so tired. Because if I had to look at the back of Duncan's head for 36 minutes, I would rather take a flagrant foul on the team and knock him out. Out cold, it would have given me something to watch. Honest to God. Would have given me something to actually say, you know what? Well done, Bam. That was good.
Go ahead.
Let me hop in real quick. It's crazy that you said that, George. Bro, watch Bam. Possession to possession, offense and defense. He's the only player who does something every single possession. Screening, handoffs, rolling, catching, got to find somebody, got to create something off the dribble. Defense, he's in every action. He's all over the place. He's got to step in and help. And all. Bruh, I don't know how Dedmon only plays 10 minutes because if I was Bam Adebayo, I'd be passed out by the second quarter. He does something every single offensive and defensive possession. He can't stop. And if he does stop, the team falls apart every single time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, every time Dedmon checks into the game, the team automatically goes down by 7 points. Like, that's just the way it works. Like, every time he steps foot on the court, they give everybody on the court a little bit, like, extra added onto their stats. Stone, I want you to go ahead and talk about Bam's game tonight. He's fucking terrible, George.
Bam was great. I think a lot of great points were just made right there. What's the difference if he does guard someone really well? Like, they're all just hunting to not shoot over him. Like, that's what all these teams do. That's how they run their offenses. They say, let's get someone to look that isn't guarded by Bam. And guess what? That's usually a pretty high percentage shot. And they could really have used a 4 that was a capable defender that wasn't 6'5" when they constructed this team. And when that 6'5" 4 is out, those problems only grow larger. And like talking about this, it just reminds me a lot of like kind of the same burden that he carried earlier in his career. He obviously wasn't as involved offensively, but they were kind of just using him in this, like, you're going to do all the dirty work stuff for us. And now he's having to do that plus manage the game. And it's like, I would like to see them like just give him some more nights off here and there. Like, what are we doing? Like, I think like if we're just really honest with ourselves, unless something crazy happens at the deadline, this is not a good basketball team. They lost to a really bad basketball team tonight, badly. And so they need to start like working in breaks for these guys. There's no reason why we should shorten Bam's career over this season. Like, you can't give me one convincing argument to do that. I can give you a lot of convincing arguments to tank this year, way more convincing arguments than that.
The only opposition you're gonna get to that is the Heat would never do that. That's the only thing that I've heard in opposition of like I haven't heard any argument. So I want to preface this by saying we fucking know the Heat are not going to tank. We know that. They fucking should.
Yes.
They should. That is the point. They should not be trying to win games, because even though they are trying to win games, they suck. Even if they think they're bad at tanking, they look really good at it right now. Okay? Just lean into what you're doing a little more. Convince shameless Highsmith that he should be leading our team in three-point shoot. Like, convince them of that. Make them think that what they're doing is right. Because right now, this shit trash. Like this. Actually, I don't even want to give y'all one player to talk about. I want to let y'all pick y'all own op of the night. Anybody, don't pick the same person as the person before you. So your op of the night, Brian, we're gonna start with you. Of everybody else outside of Bam, who was the absolute worst fucking player on the floor tonight?
The worst player on the. There was a lot of bad players.
Yeah, that's what I know. It's a plentiful topic.
You know what? He scored a lot. Tyler Herro, my guy, bro. Listen, he scored a lot. 7 of 16. That's 43%. Pretty bad. Overall, 4 of 11 from 3, which is not terrible. He has had the benefit in these past few games of playing some of the worst 3-point defending teams in the NBA, and he got really, really hot, which is cool. There's a lot of players who, for a little stretch, they get kind of hot versus some weak competition. You know, hit a lot of shots, and that's cool. But the overall impact is still just not really there. Like, I watch him, and he had 19, which 19, 3, and 7. That's a decent night. I will say the passing to Bam is probably the best on the team, so table that. Like, everything else is just it just bugs me, man. Like, I watch this guy, and I'm like, stupid shot, turnover, horrible defense, you know? It's just, I don't know.
Stupid shot that goes in.
Yeah.
Pass flung into the third fucking row. Like,
just, man. And you know, he probably wasn't the worst guy on the floor tonight. Like, he does some good things on one side of the court. And it's probably the narrative that, you know, you got compared to the Donovan Mitchells and the Steph Currys and the Dwayne Wades and the James Hardens. But, like, I still look at him every night, and I'm like, well, where's that impact of this guy that everybody touts him up to be? Like, yeah, you can get hot from 3 one night. Cool. Outside of that, what are you doing for me? Are you just like hoping that dumb shit goes in? And if it doesn't, you know, people are going to hype you up regardless. And if it does, then, you know, like, it just felt like one of those games. So I need more. I just need more impact. The number's cool. I need more impact.
You ain't going to get it. So one of the problems that happened tonight was that outside of Bam, nobody else was getting into the fucking paint. And Tyler Herro, even during his latest outburst, has completely abandoned the fucking paint. Like, I've been 16 shots, 11 of them from 3 tonight. I'm willing to bet that another 3 will fall away jumpers. Like, he is not getting to the basket either. So I agree with you 100%. He's always going to be an op to me. Even on good nights, I have a problem with how he plays. I just don't voice them all the time. Stone, you can't pick Tyler Herro. Give me your op of the night.
Oh, this one's so freaking easy. Max Strus. What a terrible basketball player he is. I'm ready to fucking put him in the dirt right now once and forever, and I never want to speak about him ever again. But I am thankful for one thing. I'm hoping that he can just keep stinking it up this bad and he can become the first one of these role players to not get a second contract from these idiots because they hand him out. They get sentimental every time and they hand him out. And you come here and you work hard and it's the Miami American dream. And it's just so fucking terrible. And I'm sick of it. And I'm hoping with him it dies. And I just need him to keep shooting as bad as he keeps shooting and looking as awful as he keeps looking. And we're going to get there really quick, and we're never going to have to deal with any of these awful role players that we build in the summer league ever again.
I'm fucking with that. What you talking about, Stone P? You, my brother, do not know ball. I cannot allow you to say that on this here stream. No, bro. No, I don't want to see Bam traded. I'd rather see everybody else on the roster traded. Bam is something that you will not get back. Ever. He's one of one, bro. So
tonight, like you just watch it, like he just changes how teams step up to approach the game. He takes the ball immediately, and all of a sudden you have this guy with just fucking massive wingspan, like fucking Batman flying around. Like you can't get the ball inside. He's instrumental. Like when you watch a team, because you're watching it live and you probably don't see it, but it's just like when they miss a shot, like I guarantee you when you go back and look, it's going to be because of something Bam did. He disrupted something. It's more times than not. You can't replace that ever. Not with a number 1 pick, not with 10 picks. The guy is just a special basketball player.
No, for sure. And I think that's kind of where everybody else in the comments, they're going to jump down this throat in a second. No pause again. But just realistically, like TJ kind of alluded to it earlier, like no matter what play that you're watching the Miami Heat play basketball when Bam is on the court, he's involved in some way, shape, fashion, or form in something productive. So you don't get rid of a player like that who impacts winning basketball in that many areas. George, give me your op of the night, my brother.
He's right here. This is a man so bad that even God in heaven sits there and goes, "Hey, Kobe, come here and watch this." I'm going to give them Max Strus just to show them like how they fucked up the first time and how bad it's going to get. Even he sits there with his popcorn and goes, "Come and look, they're fucking up again. They're doing it again." He is the bane of my existence. I fucking hate him. And he's so beloved, not by you beautiful people, the 117 people watching this, you beautiful, smart individuals, because there are some fucking morons out there that sit there, and when he hits 2 and 3 shots back to back to back, the last 23 months go out the fucking window, and they're like, really good. Shut up, you fucking nitwits. He is Skatar Yeshimo. Get him the fuck off my team. Please, get the fuck out of here. He can't shoot at the best of times. He can't defend at any time. He passes and the ball hits Bam's ankles. He is poo fucking shit. He is a better podcaster than he is a ball player, and he doesn't even do that anymore. He is so fucking he wants to fucking cry. I am tired of seeing him play, and if you're one of the morons that sits there and forgives this man for stealing $18 million a year from this fucking beautiful organization, then I implore you to watch fucking baseball instead. A sport where no one gives a fuck what you think. Honestly.
Ooh, you better cook, George. Okay. Turn me up, George. Turn me the fuck up. I'm about ready to trade me some motherfucker. No, I ain't gonna do it though. If Adebayo hurry up and make this trade show, don't worry about it. We gonna trade machine some motherfuckers on here for y'all. And it's gonna be the most unrealistic packages that they gonna have other podcasts about it. Bitches. TJ, who is your op of the night?
My God, George, you inspired something in me. That was beautiful. What a soliloquy. Victor Oladipo, we're here. You know, the defense is defense, and I ain't gonna lie to you. He looks ridiculous defensively. But that offense, brother, that offense is rough. Watching that man trying to beat somebody off the dribble it's sad. I hope he gets back into, in a good like mental space. but good God. He tried to beat Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine tried to close out real hard, and Victor Oladipo took 2 dribbles and got stopped. I don't know, man. The 3-point shooting isn't there. I don't know what he sees on the court, man, in terms of like when he decides he wants to shoot and when he decides he wants to take over the offense. But, bro, something need to be done, man. I was thinking earlier, yesterday, I was watching the 2012 Miami Heat, and I was watching Mario Chalmers. I said, hey, maybe Victor Oladipo, if he can shoot a little bit, maybe he could be Mario Chalmers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are far-fetched from Mario Chalmers. I watched Mario Chalmers put up a performance that I don't know if my eyes have seen that this season. Victor Oladipo ain't getting nowhere near that. So
were you watching the finals?
Yeah.
You was watching what was it, game 4?
Mario motherfucking Chalmers. You absolutely right. I was watching
come on
that
now.
boy.
Come
that boy
on
was
now.
all. Come on now. But
Oh,
yeah,
he different.
that boy Victor Oladipo ain't getting nowhere near that. it's over. So I hope the defense continue, but that offense, it ain't really.
It's not going. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So Vic for me has been tough. Like he's been tough to gauge because the offense, you're absolutely correct, has been fucking putrid. He has not found his rhythm on that side of the ball. However, hold on now. This is bothering me. I'm sorry. We have somebody, it says, who could it be? And I would absolutely love to know who the fuck you are because you've just been chilling in the background. Reveal yourself.
Duncan Robinson, you low down, dirty son of a bitch. You get paid over $18 million. And luckily for you, I was at work, so I didn't get to see much of your low down, nasty performance. But if it's anything, half of what George made it seem like, boy, you finna get your ass Amazon Prime shipped during the wintertime to the Wong Dong Tigers. Ni hao.
Guangdong Tigers. Guangdong Tigers.
What boy came in from the darkness to go ahead and pack Duncan Robinson up one time to make sure that he got there before the holidays. Appreciate Cain Kendall for popping in one time for the one time. But hell no. I want to get back to Victor Oladipo. Even though Victor Oladipo's offense hasn't kind of like caught up to kind of where we need it to go, Victor Oladipo's defense has been solid enough for him to be a major part of our rotation. Like, in my opinion, because he hasn't played, but Vic has already jumped Gabe in the rotation. And I don't know. Like, I'm liking the pairing with him and Tyler Herro. Are you guys seeing anything there that's kind of pushy? Because I've had the conversation about, like, benching Tyler. But have y'all seen enough from Vic to warrant him probably getting an opportunity to start?
I wouldn't start him. He's a good fit on the bench. I'd keep him there. I understand what he does, covers up the holes in Herro's game. He's an incredible, underrated defender. He always has been. He always will be. But he is not there in terms of his health to be there a starter. You cannot play him with the starters in that heavy role. You can't do that. He's better off going up against second units until he's better, and then his shot comes back. Then I would look to start him because Lowry is just like he hasn't been here. And
here's my argument, just kind of countering that a little bit. And like, I don't really want to pass the ball around anymore. I just kind of want us to have a free-flowing conversation for about 20 minutes before we get up out of here. My argument countering that is that Vic hasn't been, like, we've kind of looked at Vic as the Tyler replacement off the bench, and we're not getting that same level of production. We're not going to get that offensive production. So the fit with him in the starting lineup and maybe letting Kyle run that second unit just seems like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm just throwing shit at the wall right now because this team looks lost. But, like, Vic can't carry no second unit, bro. So, like, it seems unrealistic. Go ahead, TJ.
I think if Max Strus was making shots, man, it will look a whole lot different. It will look a whole lot different. You need somebody who can shoot because Vic plus Tyler, that can lead to good things. Tyler Herro doesn't necessarily have to guard the best guard in those all bench lineups that he be running with, that Spo likes to, put him out there with. And a lot of teams don't run guard to guard screens. And if they do, you're comfortable switching that because it's just another guard. You still got your bigs in the paint. They can still protect the rim and everything like that. It takes longer for teams to, get to the matchups they want to versus getting them right off the jump if Tyler Herro is already guarding the guard that you want with the ball anyway. So I think he helps out. He takes Tyler off ball, gets him some more of those 3-point looks that he's been dying to take more often recently. So I think he helps there, but I think he's more so fit with the all bench units. You just kind of need one guy to be hitting. It helps when Caleb Martin is making shots, but Caleb Martin is starting, and you don't know if you want him running with primarily Jimmy versus those bench units. So it's about finding the balance, man. The roster is bad, and they need some help. But I'm cool with Victor Oladipo and Tyler running together.
Sure. Darius Jordan, I missed this comment like 15 minutes ago. Sorry about that, bro. Appreciate the $5 donor. He said at one point Bam had as many shots as Tyler had 3-point attempts. That's fucking disgusting. Somebody with the $5 donor, he said trade everybody except Bam. Get off all the bad contracts, take for Wemby, and retool next offseason. Keeping this team to maybe making play-in is dumb. You know that's what Miami is going to do. Miami is going to retool. They're not going to do anything. Darius Jordan with the $3 donor said Tyler can carry a second unit. Put him back. I've been on that train, brother. Like you still not on the no. So you not with putting Tyler on the bench, TJ?
No, the bench ain't good enough right now because
the bench ain't good enough because he ain't on it.
I disagree. You watch him run with all them bench players, bro. Like. It ain't hitting like it was hitting last year, man. I don't know
because
why.
we've been watching him with a starter. Like I think the narrative on Tyler Herro shifted when he became a starter. We already know that the narrative is gonna shift. And Brian and Stone, I don't want y'all to sit there and just spectate on the conversation. I want y'all to join it. You know, when he got that contract, the perception of Tyler Herro was going to change. Him as a starter, the perception on him changed again. So it don't hit like it hit last year because last year we had an expectation. Okay, we need to see if you can carry a bench. And he met our expectations and he exceeded our expectations. This year, he ain't quite hitting the expectations the same way. So it might feel like that all the way around the board, but maybe he's just not hitting them as a starter. Brian, do you agree like with kind of where I'm going with that?
I just don't know that it makes a difference. I mean, he's going to play 35 minutes either way. So I don't know if a couple minutes, with or starting off a few minutes earlier or later with the bench is going to change much of anything. I think that if you are going to bench Tyler Herro, you're probably going to do it for max just because I feel like that fit with like Lowry, Oladipo, and Jimmy is really, really weird. And you're taking the best spacer out of that lineup. I don't think that at this point, like, it's a matter of like bringing in a guy later or sooner. I think it's literally just like a matter of skill sets, and I just don't think that they have the skill sets to really, replace Tyler with a guy that can complement the rest of the starters, or the skill sets to complement Tyler on the. Yeah, but he's been not great as of late.
He's been bad, but that doesn't mean that his skill set doesn't complement the starters.
Okay,
and I do want to make one quick before I let you go. I want to make one quick. I'm never talking about switching Vic for Tyler. That's not. Yeah. I'm Kyle for Tyler. I like my goal with them is to separate Kyle and Tyler.
Yeah.
So if I'm switching a starter with Tyler, it'll be Max for Tyler. And if I'm switching with somebody for Kyle, it'll be Vic for Kyle.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. I feel like, again, recency bias. I think if Max was playing better as of late, the conversation is easier. Like when he was playing pretty decent early in the season, yeah, it was like, all right, I could see that. Like coming into the season, I thought that Max probably would have started. But I think that until he's hitting at the level that you would want him to, that's a tough switch to make. And again, even if you did, like, I just don't know that it makes a huge difference.
I think it makes a difference with the other starters. Like it's like you said, when Tyler's on ball, shooting everything, rhythm for the other starters just seems to go out the window. Like, yeah, he gets the ball better to Bam than anybody else on the roster, but it doesn't really work. Like him and Jimmy has been a bit clunky. We know he and Kyle are a bit clunky. Stone, where are you on this conversation? I know, TJ, I'm gonna get you next.
I think it's just like it's such a difficult thing to gauge because of how this team has really operated since, I'd say, going as far back to when they came out of the bubble, where they have just not had like the majority of their team play in games together consistently. And so I like, what starting unit are we talking about Tyler playing with? It's a different one every single night. What bench unit are we talking about Tyler playing with? Again, it's a different one every single night. So it's really hard for me to make like some sort of determination about like, hey, he would fit in better with this rotation or that rotation, when the rotations are literally just a crapshoot based on who's available on a given night. And usually there's 4 or 5 guys that aren't playing that are a part of the rotation. And I think until the team has that, like, you can't really have any genuine aspirations for this team. If they can't even just have consistent rotations, like, what can you really expect from this team? And so I think looking at it in like a constructed form like that is just gonna, like, you're gonna get too much picking and choosing. And how I choose to look at it is like, okay, well, like in a vacuum, like what happened on a given night? Like, is this guy making the most of his opportunity? And, the result to me at this point doesn't matter because I don't have any expectation for this team.
That's a tough one too, bro. Because like, I think everybody's getting to that point, which is why, like, I mean, like a bit of honesty here. Like, that's why I think content creation has been so hard this season. It's because you don't really have any genuine expectation for this team. So it's hard to give like valid analysis about where this team is or where they could potentially go. So I do kind of want to have the conversation because I was listening to Five on the Floor and I heard them talking about how far the Heat could go in terms of like playoff rankings or the standings or whatever. And you heard some, there could be some 4, but the consensus was about the 5 seed. I don't have this team as a 5 seed. George, do you see like the 5 seed is kind of like the landing area or higher, lower? Like, where are you in terms of where this team could potentially land?
I see a ceiling as the 4-5 seed. I see us landing around 6-7. I've had it the entire season, start to finish. I said 6. I stay with 6. I still think that this team's, it's just not bad enough to perform like that. And the Heat, the organization itself won't let them do that. They won't let them be that bad. And the players on the team won't let them be below a 7-8 sort of thing, in my opinion. That's just what I think.
What do you mean won't allow? I thought the players wouldn't allow them to lose to the Chicago Bulls tonight.
I know. I'm well aware. And I wanted to weigh in also very quickly on the Tyler Herro argument as well, pushing him to the bench. I would rather see Max Strus with his skill set just be a go-to shooter, sitting in the corner, doing that for 12 minutes as a starter, and then seeing Tyler Herro come off the bench and play 35 minutes doing that. I'd rather see that again, in all honesty, because I would put less of an expectation on Strus, would put a lot more less pressure on him to then perform again. You've seen him when he's having such high usage, more recently on this team, he hasn't performed. In fact, he's been one of the worst players on the team, easily. Probably just not as bad as Dedmon. That's it. And it's because there's too much on his shoulders to do. He's just not that player. There's a reason he didn't get drafted. There's a reason he didn't, to make it in that Celtics team. He is a G League. He was a G League type of guy that's come in and play really well. But it's with low expectation. We saw the same thing with Duncan as well. Low expectation, high results. That's when you've got no expectation for the player. I would rather just let him sit in the corner and do what he needs to do as a catch and shoot player instead of trying to orchestrate the offense of as a 6-man for a bench unit that's just massively underperforming now.
To be honest with you, George, another reason why you might want to see it, because we've seen it fucking work. Last season, Max Strus was the fucking starter, and Tyler Herro was the best bench player in the league. So Jay, to answer your question, why are you putting Tyler Herro on the bench again? Our bench just asked. Don't blame Tyler for that. This is not an indictment on Tyler Herro. It never has been. I've said it over and over and over and over and over again. Tyler Herro has earned the right to start for this team. Tyler Herro is good enough to start for this team. Tyler Herro does not fit with the starters of this current version of the Miami Heat. He is a better bench player with this iteration of the Heat than he is a starter. And so I put him on the bench because he fixes a lot of what the bench lacks. We lack bench scoring. What does Tyler Herro do well? Get the ball and shoot it when nobody else wants to shoot it. Let him do it off the bench, bro. It's okay for him to do it then. Go ahead, TJ. I see you itching. Go ahead and tell me why I'm fucked up or whatever you want to call it. Why I'm hating.
In an ideal world, right? In
Right.
an ideal world, Tyler Herro is coming off the bench. Caleb Martin is coming off the bench. Kyle Lowry isn't on this team, but that's besides the point. In an ideal world,
I don't think Caleb Martin's starting is as jarring to the lineup as Tyler Herro is. I think Caleb Martin can start just fine. Like Tyler Herro being in the starting lineup makes our other best players change the way that they play basketball. They have to. Caleb Martin doesn't do that.
Yes, it do. Yes, he do. It's just not offensively. It's defensively. The reason they got to run so much zone and the reason why, the switch and everything don't work is because Caleb Martin is 6'5". He can't play bigs. So when they was eating Caleb Martin up earlier this year and everybody was talking, why are they switching so much? Every big is going to eat up against you. It's because Caleb Martin is 6'5". He completely changes what you can do defensively. Whereas when you had PJ Tucker last year, I'm not a man who lives in the past, but let's refer to last year. When we had PJ Tucker last year, PJ Tucker got a little girth on him. He might be little, but he thick, and he can guard bigger players. So you switch PJ Tucker on a 5, we live with that. We cool with that. All of a sudden, if Caleb Martin is on the 5, now all of a sudden every big in the league is eating us up. DeAndre Ayton looked like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up against us. And that's because he changes everything defensively. Whereas Tyler, yes, he's a ball stopper and all this other stuff, but in his defense, this recent stretch of games he's had where he's played well and he's been efficient. He's been off the ball. It's been a lot more catch and shoot Tyler. It's been a lot more Tyler getting buckets in the Florida offense. And that's with Jimmy. That's with Bam. That's with Kyle. All right. Obviously, tonight's a little different. His role is changing a little different. So he become more of a chucker. He go back to old Tyler.
He's infinitely worse at this role. Yeah.
But when he's been with the starters recently, it's small sample size.
Three games. Yeah, give me 3 games.
3 games. But
take that over the rest of the season that he's been starting. But I get you. I'm hearing you.
What have you done for me lately? That's all I'm concerned about. I ain't concerned about what you did in October. Fuck October. We here. So he's looked good with the starters playing off ball a little bit. So I'm cool with that. And Max Strus has been hot garbage. I don't want to see him anywhere near the rotation period, let alone with the starters.
Okay, we're gonna go George, then we're gonna go to Brian. George.
I just closed my eyes real quick and I thought to myself, what would the best bench for this team look like? And I just thought to myself, imagine having an Oladipo, Tyler Herro, Caleb Martin, Max Strus could start. I don't care. But and put them with a competent backup big man. How good would that bench look? That bench would be phenomenal. It just gives us.
In order to make that bench happen, we'd have to find a starting 4. We'd have to find said big man.
Oh, you mean like Nikola Jovic? Like Nikola Jovic starting?
He's a G League man. He should be in the G League. Like I said,
he's in the G League too.
Yeah. I'm about to say, Brian, you beat me to it by seconds.
Yeah.
He's been pretty fucking bad in the G League.
He just need his opportunity. He just need better players around.
And he'll get it with Jamal Bouye.
Wendell Robinson at 2020, so he was undrafted.
Yeah. They're your serviceable backup.
That bench I was talking about just gives you some added assurance for when the starters have to come out.
Brian, I want you to weigh in on the conversation that me and TJ was having. Who's more important? You just got to move past that. Brian, I want you to weigh in on the conversation. You said you need assurance that it's going to work. Assurance or insurance, like the primary sponsor of the Basement Sports Network, Simple Health Advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, insurance does not need to be complicated. Email them or give them a call today and tell them that the Basement sent you. Call our guy James Poe at 321-345-7738 or email them at jpoe@simplehealthadvisors.com. We want to thank JPO and the people over at Simple Health Advisors for doing that. Yeah, George, Okay, now that you, George, I heard your lob, bro. I heard your lob. I missed it. It was like 2K. You know how when you throw a lob on 2K, they catch it and they come down because they ain't press X, right? That's what happened.
That felt like Tyler Herro to Udonis Haslem when he chucked it out.
You know what I'm saying? Are you calling me you, D, bitch? But yes, in essence, that's what it felt like. I felt washed just then because I heard it after I heard it. If that's ever happened to y'all. So appreciate Cain Justice for throwing up that comment, for going ahead and lobbing me another one. Y'all had to do that thing back to back because the boy straight up missed that. Got some of these comments that I need to get to. Thank you, somebody with a $2 dono. He said Lowry's rehab regimen is chicken pot pie and Twinkies. Boy, don't you forget the chocolate milk. Yoo-hoo at that, my boy. Thank you, Darius Jordan, for the $5 dono. He said Strus is better with starters. It's cool if he doesn't get shots with Tyler. It messes with the offense because you got to feature too many people with him. I agree. People are still in the comments talking about this goddamn Tyler versus that. And I want Brian to answer this question. So, Brian, when I said that Tyler Herro, replacing Tyler Herro in the starting lineup is kind of it messes with the offense or messes with the team less than replacing Caleb Martin. Do you agree, or are you more with TJ where it's kind of like equal?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like it's equal. I feel like Caleb Martin, and for as good as he's been, he's had a really, really good year. But it is that defense, and he's been a good defender. But if he's gonna get switched onto a guy that's 7 feet tall, that's still an adjustment that you have to make. And I feel like Tyler Herro, at the very least on offense, can change the way that he plays. Like if he's crazy ball dominant, thinking he's White Kobe, whatever, all this and that, then yeah, it's gonna look bad, right? But if he can be more of that shoot guy, which I still think is his best skill set. Like I think that he's best playing off ball when he's not trying to break guys down on ball or try to drive past guys, which never works. Like if he's running off of screens and finding holes in the defense and just catching and clean look at the rim, like he's good. Like he can be that type of a guy. Like I'm not trying to diminish him, but if you can be basically like a super Max Strus, that's fine. Like you add in the pick and roll play with Bam.
If you could be 2 years ago, Duncan Robinson.
I'm just saying, like that's kind of who I see. Like Tyler doesn't need to be, trying to live up to the expectations that randoms on Twitter set for him. Just be good Duncan Robinson, good Max Strus. That's all I need. Throw some lobs to Bam. We're good. And he can play like that. You can have nights where he's hitting 10 threes and, everybody freaks out or whatever the fuck. But yeah, like I said earlier, it's about that skill set. And Tyler has a skill set to play like a guy that can fit with the bench. And I feel like these past few games, if you can kind of see like, oh, I can be successful this way instead of playing in a way that I just can't play, like, it's fine. It works. I think that a better answer is just finding another guy through trade to put on the bench that can kind of help carry those bench units. I think that that's an easier transition than, moving Tyler to the bench. But again, if Max Strus was playing like how he was early in the season, I think the argument makes more sense. But until that happens, it's a tough fit.
So the boy Jubilaire seems to agree with you. He said, how about trade for a bench leader? Sure. Somebody said they got a good point. Yeah, it's like I don't. Yeah, it doesn't do it. You said you have a good point, George. Don't put it in the private chat. Just say it out loud.
Sorry, Royal. No.
Damn right you sorry.
In all seriousness as well, when you look at pushing Tyler to the bench as well, what it would allow the team to do as well would let Jimmy and Bam coexist a lot easier than having to try and get Tyler, Bam, and Jimmy to coexist all at the same time as well.
I don't agree with that.
That's the truth, though. That is the truth. Because sorry, no,
you're good.
I've forgotten my point now. So you go, and I'm gonna remember my point.
my bad, Joey. My bad. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, if you move Tyler to the bench, like, are we trusting Jimmy to actually look for Bam? Larry won't. Max Strus he's just gonna shoot. So it's like
no, but like at this point, like I think this is kind of where I am. I think we've seen enough from Bam to know that Bam has taken opportunities to look for Bam. More so than he did prior to this season. So it's like that dribble handoff, it ain't always his go-to no more. Like he ain't always looking for that. When he gets the ball on the block, he's looking to face up, drive to the middle of the lane, get to that dotted area. Like that's like, to me, that's been what makes me more comfortable with taking Tyler out of there too. Like he don't necessarily need Tyler to get him the ball no more. Like, it don't really matter who gets him the ball. Once he get it, he can do what he wants, and he has been asserting himself more. George, did you remember your point?
I did.
Go ahead.
The reason why I was saying that, if Herro went to the bench and everything like that as well, it would, like I said, it would force Bam to get more involved in the offense altogether. And the reason why that would be is because if you look at the team that's going to be constructed around him, as it's constructed at the moment, it would be Lowry, Strus, or Oladipo, give or take, Jimmy and Caleb Martin with Bam. There's no other person besides Jimmy in those four other players besides Bam that is looking for their own shot. Lowry doesn't really track his own shot like that. So Bam would become the focal point when Tyler's off the bench. There would be minutes where Tyler and Bam would coexist together, but it's not the same as having all three trying to get their own, it would allow Jimmy to do Jimmy things instead of trying to get Tyler Herro the ball. So instead of trying to get Bam on the ball, you would stagger the minutes to make that work, and that would work, in my opinion.
I don't think Tyler Herro's presence is what stops Jimmy from doing anything, but I see where your train of thinking is taking you. Like, it's along the lines of there's only one ball theory, like that. That's along the lines of what it is, and I agree with you in that regard. That has been my argument is structured similarly, where I believe Tyler Herro lets the other starters off the hook because he is so willing to shoot. That makes Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry more comfortable not shooting the ball when they have opportunities. So that's why I've always kind of been with parting Tyler Herro away from those lineups, force them to do what they're capable of doing, and then let Tyler do what he's capable of doing. And I think that's the best way to kind of get the best version of this team. Let's go to this next game where how many fucking times are we going to play Indiana? Like, I'm tired. But
Indiana and the Wizards, bro. Oh, bro,
we have played them so many times. But we ain't gonna get that same Halliburton we got last time. We gonna get good Halliburton, and we gonna get good Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah, I was gonna say that young man Benny is special, and he's gonna be special. He is a special bastard, and he's about to be. When he gets 14 in front of him, watch him turn into the greatest basketball player you've ever seen.
The Heat could get a special player. They could. They got a draft pick, right?
They on the way, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's right there.
They on the way. So we go pop the question off, Stone, since you jumped your ass in here and gave your opinion on the Indiana Pacers before I threw you a question anyway. We gonna start with you. The boy feeling good?
I'm feeling great. I always feel great watching Benny Mathurin play basketball, and I'm gonna feel great doing that again. And I think, the Heat are going to win because they're just this sorry, miserable team that likes to make me miserable too.
That boy Mathurin is the Haitian him. I will give him that because that boy can hoop. You like that too, TJ? Sometimes the boy just throw out some of these things. George, the boy feeling good?
Aaron Haysmith is going to cook the shit out of us, and I'm telling you that right now. It is literally going to happen. He's been cooking recently.
It won't be the first time.
He is going to cook us. Him, Benny, and Halliburton. Halliburton won actually. He walked out of that game having 0 points or 1 point, was it?
1 point.
1 point. He'll have 5 that day because he will get shut down by Bam again. That is inevitable. It will happen. But Benny, Isaiah Jackson, and Aaron Haysmith will kill us. And Buddy Hield.
George, I'm going to tell you something. I like you. I really do. One thing we will not tolerate in the basement is Halliburton slander. You feel me? Because boy can hoop. All right? We will not tolerate Halliburton slander on this network's programming. Okay? We can't do that. We can't. TJ, the boy feeling good?
Yeah, fuck what George talking about. Halliburton has 22, 7, and 7 on Tyler Herro's head right now as we speak. I'm feeling lovely about this game, ladies and gentlemen. They're back to their losing ways. And the Wemby and Scoot agenda is back. Dust the takes off. All these boys finna get waxed. Ain't no way Indiana going outside again. So let's go, Halliburton. The triple-double is coming. Benedict Mathurin finna have about 25. Miles Turner, well, he's getting guarded by Bam. Can't allow that. But nevertheless, we move. Them boys finna beat them boys by 30. So shout out to the Indiana Pacers. I can't wait for the game. Let's go.
Brian, The boy feeling good?
I had no idea how to feel about this game. You had two mid teams. Like, at the end of the day, it's a coin flip of a game, but I do need my Pacers to come through because after the Lakers game, it's a rough schedule. It's a rough fucking. Hey, I can look at it for yourself. That's the month. It's brutal. That's the month where Wemby is a real possibility. So I need the Pacers to come through, add a little bit more onto that L column, and we'll be good in February. So coin flip. Yeah, I'm just saying, this is it's gonna be a good night either way.
Let me help y'all understand something. January about to be brutal. You hear me? It's about to go down in the DMs out that big there, bro. We play Denver, Utah, the Clippers, the Lakers, Phoenix, Brooklyn, OKC, Milwaukee. We're walking into some ass whoopings out here. But this next game ain't one of them. Because TJ, you tripping. The Heat about to blow that shit out. Fuck is you talking about? Last time the Heat didn't get over 100 points. Yes, sir. Fuck is you talking about? Last time the Heat did not get over 90 points when they played the Indiana Pacers. It was a 90s basketball game. And just like the 90s, our center finna go ham. Bam. 35. Tyler. Locked up. We don't give a fuck. Jimmy might play. So if Jimmy play, he cook it too. Is Kyle playing? We don't know. We don't really care.
I hope not.
Oh, you want another UD game? You got it. Udonis, you did it. 13 for Udonis too. Everybody getting buckets out here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. 13 for the captain. Okay?
That's nasty.
OG going off too. We going up. We winning. Fuck is y'all talking about? Thank you guys in the comments, as always, for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to the guys, George, Stone, and, of course, the two melanated Cains on top. We got my boy Cain, Brian, and the Cain TJ, and one time for the producer, Cain Justin, in the background. We'll see y'all next time. I don't really give a fuck when the next game is. Play the video, Justin.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey.
Wait. Stop playing the video, Justin. No, take that down. Wait, my bad. My fault, folks. I missed the dono before we got up out of here. So we got to thank my boy Darius Jordan with the $3 dono. He said heard Heat was on the heels of the 3rd seed. I heard that bullshit too, my boy. They lied. Play the video again, Justin.
Need a stop and a rebound.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight.
Video, Justin.
Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air. We about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe. You already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the Trey, yes and no, friends and the foes, the Butlers and the Herro. You can feel it in your soul. So when the ring is the goal, but if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes. Going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.